Hi, my name is Morgan Schinkel. I am currently a stay-at-home mom to 3 little boys, and I volunteer with the Therapeutic Recreation Program here in Colonial Heights, Virginia. I first got involved with this program when it was created about 3 years ago. I was approached by the woman, AJ, who was running the program, and with my background as a special education teacher, she thought I would be an asset to the program. So she recruited me, and I've been with the program since. My first memory of the program, I don't have a specific memory, but I do remember that AJ put me with some of our more medically fragile participants. I worked with some participants who had severe Down syndrome, some who had mobility issues, others who might be in a powered wheelchair, to do different activities, including sensory development, exercise, art, any of those kinds of things. And it was my job to adapt those things so that all of our participants could participate in a way that was fun and effective for them. My favorite memory of the TR program was actually not an activity or an event. It was when we threw our 1 year anniversary celebration. And it was really important to me because we brought in many members from our community, such as our mayor and our city council and the director of Parks and Recreation. And it was an opportunity for us to show the city how important this program was and the type of impact it was having, not only on the special needs community, but on the community as a whole, and how it was changing not just the lives of the disabled community, but of the people around them, and how they were coming to light of their needs, but also their value into society. And I felt that was extremely empowering in the way that they were able to see how this community has been affected. One of the ways this program has impacted me is that it has shown me that there is a huge need for services for our adults with special needs. We are seeing a growth in programs for children and teens with disabilities, which is wonderful. But they are also able to go to school and be able to be amongst their peers and receive services through other adults and through trained professionals. Whereas we find with our adults that once they graduate, there's not a whole lot of services available to them. There aren't a lot of activities. If they're unable to obtain a job, then they are further isolated from the community. And that has a negative impact, not just on them, but on the caregivers and their families, because they have to take the brunt of that by providing that environment for them. I remember running into a participant and his mother at the grocery store, and his mom said, "I am so glad for this program because he used to just sit at home, and now this is the only time he gets out of the house during the week." And that meant so much to me because I knew how important this program was, not just to him, but to his mom and to his father, because they also need that time. And so one thing leading to another question of how it changed my perspective is this is something that I now advocate our state legislatures for, is providing more funds for services, but also for our community so that we can provide activities, or for small businesses to hire people with disabilities so that they can find an outlet for them to show that they are useful to society and valuable to society, and show that they have talents. There are so many stories now of people with Down syndrome opening bakeries and coffee shops, and then people designing art, or people creating music with different abilities. And that's what we want from our society, is to continue pushing the boundaries of what is acceptable in society. One thing this program has taught me is that I get to go and have fun and not just be a mom. I have mentioned before, I'm a stay-at-home mom to 3 small children. And as much as I love my job and I love being at home with my kids and we have a good time, it's a lot. And it's wonderful to go and be able to do something that's just for me. And I think that's something that more moms need to appreciate, is that we can take time for ourselves and learn to do things that are not just for our kids, but are for us. And I love that I get to help others in the process. The last thing I want to add is that this program has been fantastic for teaching the value of friendships with people with disabilities. You don't know who you're going to meet, and they're just regular humans like we are, and they have hopes and desires and talents just like we do, and they are capable of showing us a different side of ourselves, and that's what I love about this community. And I think everybody, the more they interact with somebody who's different, whether it be a person with a disability or a different culture, a different language, anything like that, you learn something about yourself and about them, and I think that's a wonderful, beautiful process. The other thing that this program has been fantastic about is helping teach our volunteers and our staff how to advocate for our participants, for their needs, and to raise awareness about bullying. But one thing I've been trying to teach them, and I'm hoping to teach everyone, is that not only should you be doing that, but you should be helping them advocate for themselves. No one knows their needs more than they do. And that's what we want. We want them to be able to raise their own voices. And I hope that this program continues to allow that to happen.
Hi, my name is Leah Tremblay, and my connection to the TR program is that my 12-year-old son, Joe, has been an enthusiastic participant. And I can recall my first experience with the program. My first awareness of it was when the woman who started it, AJ McCage, came to a meeting of our Special Education Advisory Committee where I was chair, and she worked at Parks and Rec, where her job was to organize some just general recreation programs, but her background and her certification was in therapeutic recreation. So she came to tell us kind of what that entailed and to tell us about an idea she had for starting a program for people with disabilities in the city. And she wanted to find out from us whether we thought there would be enough interest in it in and around the city to kind of sustain that sort of thing if she got it started. And we were all like, heck yes. So we helped her spread the word a little bit among some other groups in the area that had dealt with people with disabilities. And then it got started. And once it got started, it really exceeded everyone's expectations. Some of the participants didn't really have any other social or recreational outlets during the week. And so it was a big deal for them. And it was very cool to see some of them come out of their shell with the TR programs. My favorite memory from the program was seeing my son do a kind of a bowling activity. They do this thing where he had to, they set up paper towel tubes as the pins at the end of the bowling alley and had to roll the ball to knock it over. And he didn't really understand rolling, but he kind of tossed it at the pins and knocked them over. And he was very proud of himself. So he kind of did like a little victory dance. That was my favorite memory. Any additional thoughts or feedback I have, I would say that soon after it started, we noticed an unexpected benefit to the program. While the participants were inside doing the activities, parents and other caregivers kind of assembled out in the hallway to wait for the session to be over. And so we all kind of struck up conversation with each other, and it turned into a nice social time for us too. There are a lot of parents and caregivers who don't get a whole lot of time outside the house. And so it was nice for us to kind of have some social time with each other. And we, through our conversations, we're sometimes able to help problem solve. And there's kind of a complicated world of special education and medical interventions and therapies and all kinds of things that we have to sort of figure out. And the best way to do that is by talking to other parents who are kind of in the same boat. So that was really good for us too. And that was something that AJ didn't realize was going to happen, but it did. And it was really an unexpected nice benefit. So that's all I have. Thanks so much. Bye.